Hello there, fellow dinosaur detectives. Today, we are diving into the world of a total prehistoric superstar, Psittacosaurus. Now, let's practice saying that tricky name a couple times together, shall we? Psittacosaurus. 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 Most people call it the parrot lizard, and it's one of the most important dinosaurs ever found. Paleontologists have discovered so many secrets hidden inside the fossils that it completely changed how we look at prehistoric life. From its real life camouflage colors to its crazy tail quills, we are diving deep into the amazing story of Psittacosaurus. Let's explore, shall we? Let's hop into our time machine and travel back about 120 million years ago to the early Cretaceous period. Back then, Asia was covered in green forests, lakes, and rivers. And roaming through these forests, lakes, and rivers was Psittacosaurus. So, what did this dinosaur look like? Well, first off, it was small. Psittacosaurus grew to be about 6.5 feet long from nose to tail. That's about the size of a large couch. It walked on two legs and weighed as much as a medium sized dog, maybe 50 to 100 pounds. But its most famous feature was its face. It had a tough, curved beak, just like a parrot. This beak was perfect for snipping off tough leaves and ferns. And get this, since they couldn't chew their food very well, they would swallow special rocks. These rocks stayed in their stomachs and helped them grind their food so they could digest it. Scientists call these rocks gastroliths, which is just a fancy word for stomach stones. If we truly want to know more about Psittacosaurus, we must first look at how we discovered it. And for that, we must travel back in time again. But this time, we're only going back to the year 1922. In 1922, a team of scientists went on a big expedition to a hot and dry place called the Gobi Desert, which is in Mongolia and China. They were digging in the dirt when they made an amazing discovery. They found the very first Psittacosaurus skull. Then, in 1923, a famous paleontologist named Henry Fairfield Osborn looked at this skull and realized it was something brand new. Because of the beak, he named it Psittacosaurus, which literally means parrot lizard. Now, scientists get excited when they find even one dinosaur fossil. But with Psittacosaurus, they hit the jackpot. To date, scientists have found over 400 individual Psittacosaurus fossils. That is more fossils than almost any other dinosaur we know of. Because we have so many specimens, we can study everything about their lives, from tiny babies to full-grown adults. And this brings us to why this little parrot lizard is such a big deal to the scientific community. Well, back during the Cretaceous period in some places in China, volcanic eruptions caused mudslides that covered these dinosaurs incredibly fast. Because they were buried so quickly in the mud, their soft skin and scales were preserved in the stone. Using super powerful microscopes, scientists found tiny structures in the fossil skin called melanosomes. These are the part of the cell that holds color. By looking at these, scientists were able to figure out exactly what color the dinosaur was. They discovered that Psittacosaurus was mostly dark brown on its back and a lighter color on its belly. This is a survival trick called countershading. It's a natural camouflage, just like how animals today use it to hide from predators in the forest shadows. This little dinosaur could blend itself into its leafy home. But there was one extra special fossil that scientists found in China that completely blew everyone's mind. It's so perfectly preserved that it shows things that we almost never get to see in paleontology. First, this fossil reveals a totally wild hairstyle on its tail. Psittacosaurus had long, stiff quills or bristles sticking straight up from the top of its tail. They looked similar to porcupine quills, but they weren't sharp or dangerous. Scientists think that they might have been colorful and used to show off to friends, kind of like a peacock showing off its feathers. But If you look even closer at this same amazing fossil, it actually preserved the dinosaur's guts and soft internal organs. Inside its belly, scientists can see the outline of its digestive system. By looking at the fossilized guts, paleontologists can figure out exactly how its stomach worked, what kind of microbes helped it break down plants, and even get a perfect picture of its last meal. It's like looking through a window straight into a 120 million year old dinosaur body. Another incredible fossil shows us that baby Psittacosaurus might have walked on all fours, but as they grew up, their back legs got much longer. As adults, they stood up and walked on two legs. And the coolest Psittacosaurus fossil ever found tells us an amazing story about family. In China, paleontologists found a fossil of one older, bigger Psittacosaurus, and surrounding it were 25 babies. At first, paleontologists just thought that the bigger one was simply the parent. But when scientists studied the bones, they realized the bigger one was only a teenager. They believed this older teenager was acting as the babysitter for the little babies while their parents were away. This means these dinosaurs were incredibly social and they took care of each other. It is an amazing scientific discovery. So let's review. Why is Psittacosaurus so important? Well, for starters, they helped us learn about dinosaur colors. Because of their skin fossils, we now know what a dinosaur looked like in real life. They showed us their internal organs and quills. A legendary fossil preserved its guts and unique tail bristles so well. It's unbelievable to see. They teach us about dinosaur families. Fossils show us very distinctly and clearly, and without a doubt, that dinosaurs were social and they cared for one another. Without the humble parrot-beaked Psittacosaurus, we wouldn't know nearly as much as we do today about dinosaurs, how they lived, how they looked, and how they acted. And that is the amazing story of the Psittacosaurus. Nature really is full of surprises, isn't it? Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and learning about this prehistoric superstar. If you liked learning about the parrot lizard, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing dinosaur facts. I'll see you soon, Time Detectives.